Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I am playing with paint. I think you've probably heard me say that before. I love playing with paint. Now, many of you who have been following me for a while have heard me talk about this weird thing that I do, which is to come into the studio and say, who would like to be painted on today? And my eyes or my body will turn to something somewhere, either to the pile of records or to the pile of canvases. And you know, I keep asking questions of what size canvas, what shape canvas, what until something shows up. Dun dun dun, 8 by 10 today. Then the next question I ask is, what colour would you like to be painted? What colours would you like to be painted? And it was really interesting today. What showed up was iridescent medium and Payne's grey. This is not black, it is Payne's grey. Not sure if I can quite capture the subtleties of the blue in that black, but it is a blue black. And I'm like, and what else? Nothing. And what else? Nothing. And what? I just kept asking, and what else? Because I kind of didn't believe it, that it only wanted to be iridescent medium and Payne's grey. Now, I have done black and white paintings before, and they come out quite effective. I have not, though, done Payne's grey and iridescent medium. Now, iridescent medium, when it is just on its own as a paint colour, dries kind of a bit like silver, but kind of a really grainy silver. Payne's grey dries quite like black, except when it's mixed with white, and then it kind of thins out and becomes a little bit more bluish. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what these two colours will do together. Now, that is a state that I would recommend you play with if you're choosing to be an artist, is I wonder. I wonder what these colours make together. I wonder what this type of pour does. I wonder. Now, right now I'm wondering whether I've got enough water in that Payne's grey. Yes, no's lighter. Okay, cool, let's go with the no. Just bear with me, I'll just put a little bit more. Magic of cinema, done. Alright, so I've got the iridescent medium, which, can you see on the stick? No, because it's not in focus. Come on, Michelle. Focus. Can you see that shimmer? Kind of looks white, but kind of looks silver, kind of looks kind of. It's not really anything. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is put some iridescent medium down as a base colour, just so that we've got something to pour around. And I'm just going to kind of spread that out a bit. It's quite thick, but I found this stuff doesn't tend to thin down and look quite like paint does. Oops. This has now got a little bit of Payne's grey in it. See how a small amount of Payne's grey goes a long way. Okay, so I've got my funnel, and what I'm going to do is just pour, Now I put silicone in the Payne's Grey, but not in the iridescent medium. And right up high, some more, and that's all of our Payne's Grey. So we've got quite a bit of paint in there, probably way too much for what I'm painting, so I'm going to grab a bit of card to have on the side to pour it onto if I need to overflow it. And I'm just going to raise this up. You raise me up. Give you a side angle so you can see hopefully some of it coming out. Yeehaw! Okay. So there's a lot of paint on there. A lot. And the one thing I have found when dealing with iridescent medium and a camera is iridescent medium tends to look out of focus, and so the camera goes, I don't know what I'm looking at, help. So first thing I'm going to do is, because we do have so much paint there, bring this over here, and this is the inside of a cereal box if you are super new to my channel. So if it looks like it's out of focus, it might be, but it might be my camera not being able to focus because of the iridescent medium. So I'm just using this butane torch just to pop some air bubbles, but also what it does is it warms the paint and allows the silicone oil that I put into the Payne's Grey to rise up. And let me show you what I mean by that. So this is air bubbles that popped, and these are silicone cells. You see they're a lot more prominent where the Payne's Grey is quite close to the top. Okay, so let's just, another thing I've noticed with silicone, when you've got this much paint on the board, is that once you start to stretch it, if you go back over with the torch before you finish stretching it, it's thinned out a little bit and some more of the silicone may start to show up. I'm saying may because there's never any guarantee in this game. The paint does what a paint wants to do. There we go. So it looks like a shot of the moon from a black and white camera. Now sometimes when you're dealing with paint, you'll get what looks like a lump which is actually an air bubble. And sometimes you'll get what looks like an air bubble which is actually a lump. So what I want to show you over here is a lump. So let me just bring this up so that you can see what I'm talking about. See? It's quite obviously a lump. So I'm going to use a couple of push pins, which is what I've got underneath my canvas, just to lift it up off the ground. And sometimes you're able to do that and get it off. Sometimes you have to drag it away. Now, let me just bring this a little bit more into the picture. So this is where the art comes into it. The art of knowing. The art of knowing what to do, what not to do, when to stop, when to keep going, and when just to walk away. It's a bit like that Gambler Man song. Know when to walk away and know when to run. You gotta count your cells. When they're sitting on the canvas, there's no right number of cells and no wrong. Anyway, stop singing or you'll be down for copyright. Anyway. Oh, that would be funny if I got done for copyright for my singing. That's why I try and change the words a little bit so it becomes a parody rather than a thing. But I never sing for more than 15 seconds, so it's no issue. So, the question is the painting finished? Yes or no? And as I mentioned before, if you're willing to ask the energy like that, what feels lighter and expansive? What feels joyful? And is it finished? Does it want more work? To me, it's lighter and wants more work. So, and if you guys want to know more about light and heavy and stuff like that, let me know in the comments and I can point you to some videos on my other channel that talk about that a little bit more. So, what does it want? What does it lack? What does it desire to be? What does it desire to have different? So there's two things that are really standing out to me right now. One of them is this little bit here, which kind of looks a little bit like Snoopy if you look at him the right way. Not if you get too close though. This bit here, kind of doesn't fit with the soft fluidity of the others. It's kind of harsh, and the other kind of harsh line that's really standing out at me is this up here. So this one over here, kind of getting the energy of a balloon kiss, but I don't want it to be as big as a balloon would be. So what I'm going to do is do a cabochon kiss. There we go. Invented a new term, cabochon kiss. So instead of it being a big fluffy kind of balloon circle that could affect the other stuff that I actually really like, I'm going to grab one of my little round cabochons, not so little, it's an inch across, and dip it as if I was making a pendant. And hey, who knows, it could come out as cool as a pendant. But I'm just going to pop it down into that area and pull it back up. And see how it's just smoothed that out. It's made it almost like a figure eight. And then I'm just going to run over that with the torch. And there's even a cell come up in there that just looks a lot more in keeping with the rest of the painting. What do you reckon? Should I keep it or wash it? I'll keep it. We'll see what it looks like dry. The cool thing about acrylic on glass, which is also the crappy thing, is you've got a lot of time to make up your mind about whether you want to keep it or not, and not waste the cabochon. So I'm pleased with what's happened in that spot. Now if I look at the painting as a whole, now I've fixed that, is that other hash line over there still jarring me? Now that we've got, so truth, painting, do you require more work on you? That's heavy. So the painting's happy the way it is. I'm happy the way it is. I could fiddle with that if I chose to, but right now I'm choosing not to. So should I get you down and give you a close-up? I think I should. And then after we've done that, we'll see what's hiding in that runoff. Alright? Okay. Taking you off the stand. So see how it's kind of got a blueness to it rather than just a harsh grey. And you've also got that real iridescence to it. Iridescent medium, as I said, sort of dries silver. If you put a line of iridescent medium on white, it's really, really obvious when it dries. It looks like a line of silver. So look at the difference between the cells that were in the earlier torching, and then the ones that came up right at the end in size. As you move the paint around, the cells get stretched. This is an area which would have been the original cells that came up, so they're even bigger. I mean, can anyone else see the face inside there? That's bizarre. This looks like sand, wet sand with the water. Like if you just took that shot there, it looks like a beach scene, a black and white beach scene. With a little whirlpool happening over there. Look at that, that's funky. And the pebbles on the beach. Wow, now I've seen that, I can't unsee it. It really does look like a beach scene. You've got the wave coming in, a bit of a whirlpool happening, and then the beach having been left behind after the water pulls back. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, I like it, I like it, I like it a lot, guys. Alright, so I'm gonna pop you back up on the stand and let's have a look underneath and see what's going on down there. Holy Toledo, that is busy. Busy, busy, busy. Alright, so we've got a couple of options here. We can do some dipping or we can do some swiping. I'm getting to swipe it. So before I do, is there anything else that would like to be claimed? Yes, no, no, okay. Again, going with the light and heavy, guys. It makes decisions so much easier when you're willing to follow your knowing, follow the energy. I'm going to put this onto a baking tray. It just makes the whole thing a lot easier to maneuver and play with. just heard someone yell out, no! Oh my goodness. I need to take a photo of this. This looks like an eye, and then sort of like a hinted eye and a nose and mouth area coming out of the paint. I just gonna, that's so cool. I like that. Anyway, let's see what cells want to come out and play. They're already coming out. Look at it, look at that. I'm glad I took that photo before I did that, because it doesn't look anything alike anymore. Looks like a finger puppet now. You know, one of those sock puppets. So for those of you new to my channel, what I do with these cardboards is I make greeting cards out of them. So there's a specific size that I like to have as my, to be able to go onto a greeting card. And I know it looks like a mess, but I really am seeing something really quite pretty in here. So I'm going to let that dry. Because remember, it's going to come out all shiny and shimmery and iridescent. So, with that, I am going to do exactly that. Let it dry. And I will be back to show you the dry result really soon. In fact, in your time, it's 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. I so love this piece. I don't know about you, but it just shimmers in my soul. Check it out. Look, see, this is what I mean by the blue black. It just has that blue tone rather than a dull grey. It's got that blue, yummy, yum 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 yum. Oh, crikey. How did I get so amazing? Choice. Choice, choice, choice. It's so pretty. Now, I don't know whether this is really giving you that sense of the glitter. Trying to get the light to do what it needs to do to show you just how yummy this iridescent medium makes this. And I've been asking for the awareness of what's the difference between silver and iridescent medium, and it's the opaqueness. Like the iridescent medium, its particles are slightly bigger than a normal silver would be, which creates this this textured look, the glittery look rather than the smooth. But that which is, because it doesn't have the fine particles, the medium that evaporates leaving the clear silverness behind rather than leaving a silver behind, if that makes sense. I love it. I love it so much. Look at this dot of pure iridescent medium. It's so cool. So yes, I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. How does it get any better than that? I'm not really sure. I just love it. So there we have it. So the cardboard is there. It's very silvery. It's definitely big enough to make a card from, which makes me happy. So guys, I had fun doing a two-toned possibilities. So everywhere you've always just stuck to one, to 3 or more colours, please ask, what if there's only 2 colours that want to be played with today? What would be fun for you? What would be fun for the paints? What would be fun for the canvas? I adore you guys. Thank you so much for coming to play. And what can I create next? What magic would like to be created? What would you guys like to see? Let me know in the comments if you've got ideas and suggestions about what you'd like me to be painting. And make sure you hit the subscribe up in the top left hand corner at the end of this video or down below. Hit the notification bell, because I will be going live within the next week, sometime before the end of the month. So come play with me, come join me, and I will see you all super soon. I adore you. Bye bye.